Is there anything that you can tease to for fans about second half of episodes for the season that you want to just...
Well, for any fan for anybody who's been watching The Good Guys, we got an episode coming up where Dan's old partner, Frank, comes back, played by Gary Cole, who is hilarious. I have never seen two actors just take to each other more instantaneously and well than Bradley Whitford and Gary Cole. It was unbelievable. And so, yeah, it's that episode is back in the day, Dan saved the governor's son with Frank, and so we have an episode coming up where Dan and Frank have to save the governor's son again. And it's a really fun episode. I'm really proud of it, and I think it turned out really well. Yeah, so that I think would be the big tease.
Are there any relationship shifts that you're excited about with the second batch of episodes that you can tease to?
Yeah, I mean, one thing is just having Jack and Liz be sort of together, like breaking her up with her boyfriend. That happens a few episodes in, but we just realized it's more fun to play with a romance that's a real romance than a former romance. It was fun to do for a little while, but then we realized, we're kind of sick of those longing looks. let's just put them together, and so that's been a really positive thing.
And that's really cool too, because a lot of it feels like network shows are afraid to go there. I mean, even some cable shows, it's hard to do that when you do romance because people feel that changes the dynamic so drastically. So it's really, I think, a really brave and awesome step that you're going to actually go there with those characters, because that was a big part of the earlier episodes. That will they, won't they get back to that?
I learned a really valuable lesson on Burn Notice,
Yeah.
Which was everybody kept saying, "Oh, if Michael and Fiona ever get together, then the show's over." And they kept saying that, and we were in episode 4, right? And I kept thinking, well, wait a second. In my experience, like, two people who have a complicated relationship, having a night of passion together doesn't resolve anything.
Right.
In fact, it makes everything less resolved, right? And so I made a very conscious choice. You know what? We're going to have them get together in the 6th episode of season 1.
Yeah.
Right? Not the finale, not a big episode. We're just going to do the 6th episode of season 1 because I don't want to deal with this, because I want to take this bull by the horns. And so similarly, I think there's a lot of territory to explore in a relationship between two people on a cop show.
Yeah.
And, why not? Let's just go for it.
And I will say that Michael and Fiona are actually one of the best couples on TV because of that, because they're not just will they, won't they. It's more are they, aren't they. It's episode to episode, because there's such deep feelings there, but they have so many unresolved issues, and it's understandable as to why they wouldn't work out, but at the same time you want them to, and you understand why they could if they... But it's fun to watch them do their little dance, and that's good TV.
Well, I also think if you said to, just somebody about their friend, right? Oh, these two people really care about each other, but whenever they get together, it's really problematic, and they have a lot of issues in their past, which is also true of Jack and Liz.
Yeah.
If you just said, like, okay, this is true of these two people right? I think that, and then you said to just any average person on the street, okay, if those two people sleep together, or if those two people kiss, will all the tension go away? Will everything be resolved in their lives? I think it's safe to say that they would say, no, actually. I know, like, 10 people who have that relationship, and no, actually, there are a bunch of new sources of tension and a bunch of new interesting things that go on, and so that's my philosophy of that. I definitely, if somebody says, oh, better not do this or it's all over, my inclination is always just do it right now.